What is up YouTube, it's Kingfisher745. And in this video, we're going to take a look at Faiza Hussain in PvP. Now to be honest with you, these teams are going to overlap with our All Hail the King episode, which I talked about on the podcast. At the same time though, I just had a lot of awesome footage with these teams. And I wanted to bring you something before that episode, because technically, Moondragon is next. So we'll do that Moondragon All Hail the King episode tomorrow. Today though is Faiza's day. Now the first team up that we're using is going to be with Nico. And Nico was always an awesome character, except Despair really hurt her. So what does Excalibur bring to the table? Well, of course, immunity to Despair. So what could be better? We know that Nico's going to get that Resurrect, and she comes back with a vengeance. So it's a pretty solid team. I believe we actually debuted them on the stream, so for those who saw it, well, it was a very long match, but we did ultimately end up pulling it out. So if you haven't seen it, maybe catch the ending of the last stream, the one I posted yesterday. That is if you want to see it. It was something like a 20 or 30 minute match. I don't know, it felt really long, let's put it that way. For this one, of course, we're taking on both Worthy, and I do have to say, the enemy agent is quite hurt at this point. So he is in a bit of trouble. For his action though, he pulls out the Metaphysical Amplifier, which we'll take, and then he has to recharge, so that's it. Now on Faiza's turn, well, we have a few options, but we're actually going to go ahead and make ourselves immune to Despair right now. If something crazy happens, we know Nico's coming back. Then with our agent, we'll once again use the Lunacy for some stamina drain, followed by the Blackest Void. So pretty much Null and their agent won't be getting any actions. And they're both very quickly dying to dots. Null's just about knocked out and he'll have to skip his turn. So with Nico, we'll use her level 9 Blood Sacrifice. Then, let's rock and roll. Oh, and we're affected by Cower, so we don't get to see that. Sometimes it's a very hard-hitting AoE attack. And hopefully we'll get to see that in the All Hail the King episode. But we'll have to wait for that one next week. At this point in the match, even Kurth has to recharge. And we use Lunacy even though, really, we didn't have to do that. Then we'll recharge ourselves. So now with only Kurth remaining, we're just going to go to our level 1, our Witch Arm. And this also does very nice damage. Then, I think Faiza, well, she'll be better off using her Triage. So let's go ahead and do that and we'll see what happens from there. Now once again, on Kurth's turn, she just uses the Love Me, so nothing too special. And with my agent, I'm going to pull out the Atom Smasher, which should end this match. So there it is, a 12k finish, not bad, we'll take it. And the Worthy, more importantly, are down. So for our next team, I was talking about P5 Colossus and Faiza. This team up should be a real pain. I'm actually kind of worried about facing full defensive armories with this. Though full defensive armory, Cloak and Dagger and Faiza may be almost unbeatable anyways. That is until you knock Excalibur out, which is pretty easy to do, especially if you're using Spitfire. But anyways, we'll cover that at some other time. For now, with P5 Colossus, we do have covered. So we have the Steely AISO there. After we use that, we'll use Short Fuse, followed by, well, the Colossal Smash has Hobbled, so it actually makes them so they can't have stealthy attacks. We end up getting that because we're actually using the Collapsing AISO on it. Unfortunately, we don't hit Kurth. Then their Cloak and Dagger of course use Blackout, and that's pretty unfortunate, but Faiza is going to be up next. So basically, all we have to do is check, what do we have, and yes, there's Despair. So we're going to use our Bright Blade. That should take care of that. Next, the enemy agent does use a Psyche Operator. Once again, we can get rid of Manipulated with Faiza's Triage. And we're going to need it because Smothering Shadow also hits our team. I suppose the worst part about this is the stamina drain. But at least our agent does have a bit left, so we'll use the Lunacy. That doesn't take that much stamina in itself, and it's a quick action. Doesn't affect Kurth though. Then we have a Smothering Shadow of our own. Fortunately, they don't have Excalibur to take anything away. So they're going to be ticking down from dots, and Kurth has to recharge. Now Colossus does come kind of close to being knocked out. But we'll use Steel Curtain once again, then recharge. And now with C and D's next turn, they also have to pass. So here comes our triage, just in time. This is a very annoying move, especially when you're facing her, whether on defense or anything. But it's going to be fantastic in PvE, and certainly she's very viable in PvP. The only thing holding us back right now is our stamina situation. But Kurth is very close to being knocked out. She will use Short Fuse, then she misses her Road to Ruin, so that was great. And the P5 suit I think kicked in. So let's go ahead and use Steel Curtain once again. Then we can do some damage with our level 6. So here comes a Decimate on Cloak and Dagger. Not bad. Their counters don't do much damage to Colossus at all either. Now on their turn, they're going to use Quick Reflexes, then Recharge. And to be honest with you, at this point, we can lock down their agent. So that's what we're going to do with Faiza. So he can't do anything but recharge himself, allowing us to keep going and to drain them instead. So she's great for flipping the tables in that regard as well. And as what may be our final action, we're going to use the Atom Smasher. And okay, Cloak and Dagger want to hold on, that's fine. We have Colossus coming up. And with him, Steel Curtain just because. And then our level 1. So this should do it. A Steel Fists. And as you can see, it does over 13,000 damage, so not bad at all. So far I like most teams with her, I'll be honest. She's a pretty awesome character. A great general release. Now for the final team, I wanted to try out Enchantress. A character that was hugely known for healing, but then despair kind of came. Or at least it became way more prevalent. It was everywhere, and suddenly she didn't heal every time she attacked. Well, with Faiza, she can keep healing. Or so I thought. We'll just have to try that out though. Now she does get to go first, so we use her free action here. And we already used her charm. So there's Alluring Voice on Colossus. Then I figured we'll use some magic missiles on Kurth. Now in case you forgot, Enchantress's level 9 can do some major damage. So if you can land quite a few debuffs, that Emerald Wave can potentially be a knockout move on the entire enemy team. The only thing though is, this is a very tanky squad, Colossus and Kurth. So I don't expect huge numbers in this one. What I do expect is some major stamina drain. So there's that and a few dots. So with Colossus's turn, he is going to get to use Short Fuse. And after that, Steel Curtain as well. So he has quite a bit of stamina. But hey, we do preemptively counter him. And that of course heals Enchantress. I'm also really not worried about debuffs. That's of course because we have Triage. So we're going to go right to that right now. And there's going to be more heals and debuff prevention removal. The Road to Ruin really doesn't scare me that much either, and it doesn't do much damage. So on Enchantress's next turn, we'll use her charm. Well, we were going to use it on their agent, but we get Cower. So instead we'll start with magic missiles on the agent. So here's one. After that, here's another one. By the way, I obviously didn't care too much about magic empowerment. It really didn't worry me. We're going to be draining back and forth anyways. And also, look at all these dots. So he's not even going to get to act. And he's slowly dying. So yeah, Stamina Drain and Faiza Hussain, that's just a wicked combo. Now once again, on our agent's turn, we'll continue draining, this time with the Blackest Void. And I wouldn't think Colossus still has stamina. Okay, he doesn't. So with our next action, we'll use Hippocratic Oath on Kurth, just in case. No actions for her either. And with Enchantress, maybe we're getting closer to using her level 9. First, let's use Charm. Then it looks like it's going to do big damage to the enemy agent. But let's figure it out. Do we have any more stamina? Can we use our magic missile first? And it does appear that we can. So we're going to fire one of those, then use our level 9. Hopefully we get at least one knockout. So here goes nothing. But not only was it going to do less damage apparently, we hit Cower and don't even get to fire it. So now I wish we would have just done it. But seriously, how can you predict something that crazy? I guess the only predictable thing is our stamina drain. So once again we go back to that. And we'll use Improbability Field after that. Now Inevitable Doom would have drained them more, but I figured they probably don't have much stamina. And this could benefit in multiple ways. However, Colossus does end up doing some things, well, just short fuse, so not bad. After that then, with Faiza, we'll use Excalibur to finish off the enemy agent. Hey, Faiza gets a knockout, it can happen. But then Kurth once again also has some stamina, so she uses short fuse. Then goes after Enchantress. Not to much effect. And Field Medic even kicks in. But with no stamina, that's going to be the end of her turn. Well, it looks like it's going to be an Atom Smasher finisher type of video. So that's what my agent's going to pull out. And it doesn't take much more to knock out Colossus. So there it is. 3 quick teams, and we will see them again in the All Hail the King episode. But next up is Moondragon. As for this one, that's going to be it. So I want to thank you all for watching. Ask you to please like, comment, and subscribe. Then until next time, good luck, and take care.